I earned $11,000 by opening 14 credit cards, and you can do exactly what I did. See, after graduating college, I started to learn some of the benefits of opening and using credit cards. I was always a bit nervous of credit cards because you can lose a lot of money. The interest rates that you will be charged if you leave a balance on your credit card will be substantial, and so you should never do that. But if you can be disciplined and thoughtful in your approach, you can earn a lot of money. So my wife and I, we both opened 7 different credit cards. This included credit cards like the Chase Sapphire Preferred, Citi, Bank of America, Capital One, among others. Now, each credit card offered us about $5,000 to $10,000 in a credit limit. Now, in total, across the 14 credit cards, we got about a $100,000 credit limit. And to me, just graduating college, this was incredible. It's very exciting. But in order to unlock that $11,000 in earnings, we needed to find a way to spend the $100,000. Now, if you were to spend it just on a vacation, that wouldn't have been good because we would have lost that money. Instead, we had to find a different approach. What the approach that we took is that I was working for a small business at the time. And I asked the business owner, I said, hey, if we were to pay off one of your bills, $100,000 bill, with our credit cards, will you reimburse us for that payment? And said, yeah, we can do that. Now, it was a bit of an ordeal. It was a little bit awkward paying off a $100,000 bill with 14 different credit cards. But if you can get past that awkwardness, it worked. The business owner gave us that $100,000 check, and now I transferred my credit limit into cold, hard cash. Now, immediately when we did this, I started to earn some of those benefits. One of the benefits was the intro offers. That Chase Sapphire card offering $600, that was great. We got that the moment we spent the money. Now, in total, we earned about $1,500 on the credit or those intro offers. Then the next thing we earned money on is the cash back. This ranged between 1% and 2%. So overall, we earned about $1,500 also on that cash back. Now that's $3,000. That's nice, but that's not the $11,000. The last piece that we did to gain that $11,000 is that we invested or saved that $100,000 for that year to 18 months where there was a 0% interest fee on those credit cards. Now, this is where it can be dangerous, right? You've got to make sure you're being very thoughtful with that money. But if you can make sure to pay back your bill on time, you can earn the interest over that year to 18 months. So at the time, banks were not paying very good interest, maybe around 1%. I had a different vehicle that I could earn a higher interest rates from. And that was actually from that small business that I'll tell you a little bit more in a bit. But right now in today's market, banks are offering 5.5%. So you can earn great interest on your money. And if you are taking money out and actually going into debt using this strategy, you should only put that money into a safe place, an FDIC insured account or a bank or a government bond of some kind. Don't use the next strategy I'm about to mention. But if you're in a position that you have a good net worth in place and you're willing to take on a little bit of risk, then you might be able to use the strategy I did. So for me at the time, I had access to this small business and I could actually invest some of that money and earn a much higher rate of return. Well, fast forward 10 years, I actually became CEO of that small business, which is now called Norhart. And now we've actually opened up that investment vehicle to the rest of everyone in the United States, where now you can actually earn rates of return that are much higher than you can get from a bank account. And just by investing that money and locking it up between 6 in 24 months. If you're interested to learn more about that opportunity to earn higher rates of return, go ahead and look in the description below where we'll leave a link for Norhart Invest, which is that vehicle. Now, that got me to the $11,000, but I think there's a key thing you need to be thoughtful of here, and that's your credit score. I was very nervous that this would negatively impact my credit score, and the answer really is that it did, but for a time period. See, after you pay off those bills, your credit score can come back. So for me, my credit score when I started out was something around 720 or 750. That was roughly my credit score at the time. The moment I opened up $100,000 worth of credit cards and spent that money, my credit score dropped like a rock. I went down to about 600 for my credit score. And the reason this is because a big part of your credit score is dependent on your credit utilization. If I have a $100,000 credit line and I spend $100,000, my utilization is 100%. Where typically you want that between 20 and 30%. So my score dropped. The thing I was nervous about is would my credit score stay low after I paid up the credit cards? And the answer to that is no. The moment I paid off my credit cards, my score jumped up to the high 700s. In fact, today, my credit score is, I think, 828 was the last time I checked it. And a big reason that score is so high today is because I took advantage of this strategy and actually built out a solid history of paying off my credit cards really well, utilizing them appropriately. That's given me an incredible score today. So yes, overall your score will drop, but it will come back as long as you're disciplined and thoughtful about how you use this approach. So overall, you too can earn $11,000 by opening 14 credit cards.